You may know this message is for you if recently you've been feeling something but you can't explain it. You may feel like something is close but you can't prove it. You may be noticing repeated numbers, strange timing, dreams, signs, animal songs, conversations, or little confirmations that seem too specific to ignore. Confirmation received. And you may feel restless one moment and deeply calm the next. You may feel like you're being asked to wait. Not because nothing is happening, more like you are being asked to wait because something is not fully ready to be revealed yet. Some of you have been feeling like your life is in a quiet transition. Things may look normal on the outside, but inside you know something is different. Your energy is different, your standards are different, your patience is different, your prayers are different, your tolerance for old cycles is different, your ability to ignore your intuition is different. And this is important because sometimes alignment starts internally before it shows up externally. Sometimes the first sign that something is shifting is not a new opportunity. Sometimes the first sign is that you no longer fit where you used to settle. Deep Eight of Cups in reverse energy, right? Maybe you physically walked away, but you're still emotionally attached in some way. And so you may be feeling pulled away from certain people, places, habits, distractions, conversations, or environments. Not always dramatically, not always with conflict, but sometimes it is just a quiet inner knowing that says, this is no longer where my energy belongs. And that may be because something new is already being prepared for you. So for this reading, this is a very special reading. We're going to look at the energy in this reading. We're going to use the astral tarot to do that. The tarot will guide our way. The questions for this spread are, what is happening behind the scenes? Hold on, I haven't written down. Because I did this a special way. Okay. So, what is happening behind the scenes? Why can't the collective see it clearly yet? What is being protected during this hidden phase? What sign is confirming that alignment is already happening? What does the collective need to release while this unfolds? What is being prepared to enter? What guidance does the Most High have for the collective right now? So, all right. So, let's begin. So, what's happening behind the scenes? The first message coming through is the moon. And for the moon to show up in this fashion, the first message is that something is being arranged outside of your immediate awareness. This does not feel like random waiting. This feels like diving into something for some of you and divine timing in all ways for everyone. So there are pieces moving that you may not be able to touch yet. There are conversations happening in this moon energy, mirroring itself back to each other. Also, choices that are being made, right? That are aligning you with deeper fulfillment in your life and your destiny. So there are decisions being made that may affect your next chapter. Ultimately, there are energetic shifts happening in people, circumstances, opportunities, and environments connected to you. So also, with this coming out, it shows that secrets are being revealed, right? And you're letting your intuition guide the way. So you're really doing a lot to trust yourself and your deeper inner knowing and decisions right now. I'm like, what is that, a leaf blower? So if you could hear that, I'll take that as confirmation. And for some of you, this may involve a person who has not spoken yet, an opportunity that has not been offered yet, or a path that is not fully opened yet, right? With this moon coming out here, it shows that you're at the doorway. You're making the choices. You're trusting your intuition. You're releasing what no longer serves you also with this energy. There's And I'm seeing the Eight of Cups reversed in my mind. So many of you may have walked away from situations recently or are in the process of walking away from situations that you physically have already either made the choice, or you know what I mean, it's already commencing in this material world, but there is an emotional attachment or a disillusionment to the overall experience. So you may be second guessing yourself, and spirit saying don't at this time. Know that all the changes coming into your life, and this goes for everyone, are for your benefit. They are for your highest good and your alignment with a higher truth and fulfillment with your own purpose and your true reality creation, or what we call creating the life you love. And so at the end of the day, know that no matter how changes are coming into your life, it doesn't matter how, whatever changes are coming or have happened are divinely orchestrated and supported and backed. Okay? So the message is, don't mistake silence for stagnation, and don't mistake changes for obstacles or downfalls or any kind of failure in your life. Wow. So that's the channel message coming through for the moon. And sometimes the Most High is aligning the details before allowing the outcome to arrive. And sometimes the spiritual realm moves quietly before it moves loudly in your life. Because some blessings can't come into your life until the environment is stable enough to hold them, and you are aligned with the right energy to be involved in your destiny, is what I'm hearing. Some doors can't open until you stop standing in front of the wrong ones, is what that means. That is also moon energy. So some opportunities can't come until the wrong attachments are clear. And some relationships can't come into alignment until accountability, maturity, healing, or truth has happened first. Some doors can't open until you stop standing in front of the wrong ones. So behind the scenes, something is being organized. There is movement, but it is not fully visible to you yet. So the High Priestess comes out, and I love the fact that the moon precedes the High Priestess. Because let me tell you about this little combo. Not only does it mean that you have powerful psychic energy, whoever this entire reading is for, and if you find yourself in the end of it, then you comment at the end of this video, I stayed until the end, because you are powerful. And ultimately, you have powerful psychic abilities, and you're connected deeply to your guides. Okay? The initials B and J may be very significant for you. So, okay, well, for me, that goes for my middle name, right? And before my mom remarried, I was a junior. So BJ was actually my nickname. Well, my nickname was actually PJ for my last name. But, alright, so this is a very psychic and intuitive time for you. Protection is coming out with the High Priestess in the second position, right? We said this is, why can't you see it clearly? So the reason you can't see everything clearly yet is because the picture is still forming. The High Priestess coming out, this is not the time where you're supposed to know every detail. This is the time where you're being asked to trust the direction without needing full control of the outcome. And I know that can be really difficult, right? Especially if you've been disappointed before. And some of you have been through situations where you hoped, waited, believed, trusted, and then felt let down a lot, right? So you're attached to old narratives and old outcomes from the past. And Spirit is really saying, release that now. Some of you just need to trust your intuition. So now, when your intuition tells you something is coming, part of you wants to believe it, but another part of you says, well, let me not get my hopes up. And that is understandable. It is, okay? Be very patient with yourself at this time. with the High Priestess and the Moon coming out, especially next to the Hangman, it lets me know that there's something making you feel either tied up or restrained and confined here, but definitely close to spirit in many ways. So you may be trusting signs, symbols, and all of the synchronicities happening around you, and trusting in the way that even animals and nature is responding to you, right? So you're really diving into the meaning of life. That's what that energy is. That's that the moon high priestess and the overall hangman energy. So this message is not asking you to live in fantasy. It's asking you to stay grounded while remaining open. There is a difference between chasing an outcome and trusting divine alignment. Chasing says, I need this to happen or I will not be okay, right? Trust says, I believe what's meant for me can reach me when I stay aligned with my truth. So you can't see it clearly yet, but there is something shifting in your life that supersedes any doubt that you have around the choices or the changes that are happening in your life. So this is a very, very powerful message. Because you can't see it clearly yet because there are still details being adjusted. Some of you are not meant to know the full plan yet because knowing too much too early would make you overthink, interfere, doubt, rush, or even try to control something that needs space to unfold naturally. This hidden phase is protecting you from premature action, honestly. And it's also protecting you from staying in environments that challenge or siphon off your self respect, your energy, your overall patience and nurturing support that you have for yourself and ultimately for others. So, something was getting in the way of your true desires or your destiny, and it's being removed for a lot of you. And for some of you, it is protecting your peace while something is being resolved behind the scenes. It's protecting the blessing from outside interference. So what's being protected during this hidden phase? The hangman comes to show us your peace, your faith, your next chapter, your emotional safety. What's being protected right now is your energy. That's what that means. Your nervous system, your peace, your heart, your future, your next yes. Some of you are being hidden for a reason. Not punished, not forgotten, hidden. There is a difference. Being hidden can feel lonely, but spiritually, it can also mean you're being covered. You may be in a season where the Most High is not allowing everyone to have access to you. That's just plain and simple. Not everyone gets to know what you are building. Not everyone gets to know what you are praying for. Not everyone gets to know what is coming next. And not everyone gets to know you. Not everyone gets to sit at the table of your next chapter. And this is especially true if you've had people around you who benefit from your confusion, your exhaustion, your self-doubt, or your overgiving. Part of what is being protected is the version of you that no longer abandons yourself just to keep peace with people who disturb your peace. The hidden phase is helping you rebuild inner stability because when what is aligning finally arrives, you need to be able to receive it from a place of self-worth, not desperation, right? In this energy, the hangman and the high priestess equal a very protected, peaceful energy. If you can get over the unfoldment of your life, trust in it. If you can trust in the unfoldment of your life, that's this energy. 1, 2, 3. I trust in the unfoldment of my life, even the waiting. There's peace in the silence of the waiting, is what I'm hearing. And so Yeah, this hidden phase is helping you rebuild inner stability because you need to be able to recognize the difference between a blessing and a distraction. And you need to know the difference between divine timing and delayed manipulation. You need to know the difference between someone returning with growth and someone returning with the same pattern in a new costume. So, what is being protected is not just the outcome. You are being protected. Your becoming is being protected. So, what this confirms, so what sign, right? This question is what sign confirms alignment is already happening? So, with temperance coming out, not only are you bringing in all of the skills, all of the talents, all of the capabilities that you have to propel yourself forward on your life path, one way or another, but there's also an inner detachment here with the hangman and temperance coming out next to each other that let me know that you are starting to really pay attention to repeated signs, patterns, sudden clarity is coming through, and there's this strange calm to this energy. The moon, the high priestess, the hangman, and temperance. One of the biggest signs that alignment is already happening is that you're not reacting the same way anymore. Things that used to pull you out of yourself may not have the same power. And people who used to trigger panic may now trigger clarity. And situations that used to make you chase may now make you pause. That is a sign. Another sign is that you may be receiving repeated confirmations. You may keep hearing the same phrase, seeing the same number, dreaming about the same person or place, feeling pulled toward a certain decision. Noticing strange timing, having sudden moments of peace that after days or weeks of uncertainty just come out of nowhere. So for some of you, the sign is emotional neutrality. You may still care, but you're no longer collapsing or giving into overgiving and overbearing feelings that act in spite of you, right? So we're releasing old emotions associated with the past that no longer serve us, as well as persons, places, and things. And you may still wonder what is coming, but you're no longer willing to betray yourself to get it. You may still desire something, but you're no longer begging for it. And that's alignment. Because when you stop moving from fear, you make space for what is meant for you to meet you correctly. Another sign is that certain things may be falling away without you forcing them. Plans may change, people may get exposed, old attachments may lose their appeal. You may release, confirmation, receive any kind of work or anything that delays, right? Delays may redirect you in some way. So this can also be jobs that were released or that you walked away from, persons, places, and things. It doesn't matter. This can be creative, this can be business, and it can be personal or intuitive. So conversations may reveal hidden truths at this time. And do not immediately assume that every disruption is a setback. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there are no changes coming into your life that are not ordained by the Most High at this time. And some closed doors are protection. Some disruptions are divine corrections. Some delays are alignment. Some silence is preparation. And some endings are the Most High clearing space for what you ask for. Know that now. So at the end of the day, death is the next card that comes through. And no, it does not mean death in the sense that most people would think. This card is also a representation of what needs to be released while this unfolds. So with death coming out, that shows me control, fear, old timelines, and forcing clarity. What needs to be released right now is the need to force the outcome. This does not mean do nothing. It means stop trying to spiritually micromanage the blessing. Stop checking every 5 seconds to see if it has arrived. Stop interpreting every silence as rejection, confirmation received. Stop assuming every delay means failure. And stop letting fear rewrite what your intuition already confirmed. Some of you are being asked to release the old timeline, period. The version of the story where you had to chase, the version where you had to prove your worth, the version where you had to accept crumbs, and the version where you had to be chosen by someone who else before you chose yourself. So that timeline is closing. It's ending. It's over. Let it go. You can say, I release all associations associated with the past, okay, that no longer serve me. You can also say, Archangel Michael, please clear and cut all energetic cords, and Archangel Raphael, seal up all vortices and leakages in my energy field. All right, so you are allowed to receive differently now. Sometimes the hardest part of alignment is that you have to stop identifying with the version of you who only knew survival. You are allowed to let things be easier. You're allowed to be supported. You're allowed to be loved correctly. You're allowed to make money without suffering for it. You're allowed to be respected without begging for basic decency. And you're allowed to enter rooms where your energy is valued instead of drained. But you cannot fully enter the new while emotionally negotiating with the old. So this is why I saw that Eight of Cups reversed in my third eye, or in my mind's eye. So release the need to know every detail. That's the energy that's coming through. Release the need to make something happen before it's ready as well. Release the belief that nothing is happening just because you can't see the full evidence yet. And release any attachment to how it has to happen, right? So we're releasing the how. We're acting in gratitude, right? Grateful for our freedom, grateful for our process, grateful for our progress in life, or grateful for our peace and stability while we wait for the next changes to take place to lead to our fulfillment in life. Like, it's really leading there, you guys. It's really leading there. So release any attachment to the how, because the Most High may be aligning something better than the version your fear is trying to control. Just know that. At the end of the day, card 6 comes out, Ace of Swords, to let us know what is being prepared to enter. Well, that's the truth, period. But let's talk about what this really means when we are looking at it in this spread, and what it means when it's something that is actually going to manifest in your life, right? Because that's beautiful. I'm going to let you know it's beautiful. It's opportunity. It's confirmation. It's restored faith and truth in right timing. Do you hear me? What is being prepared to enter feels like a confirmation that your intuition was not wrong ever, right? This right here shows powerful intuition. I just like flung my ring off my finger. But powerful intuition that leads to a new consolidation or combining of all your powers and capabilities and talents and innate traits and all the things that make you you, to create an entirely new experience, right? Rebirth energy into a new reality where you have all the opportunity, confirmation, restored faith, and right timing that you so deeply deserve and desire. I'm like, let me get my ring. Like, I don't even know how that happened. All right, so this, for some of you, this is an opportunity, right? Which is hard to believe because it's Ace of Swords, but it's the truth for you. So that's an opportunity. Some of you, that's what you would signify an opportunity right now. The truth showing up in your life, right? For some of you, that's what this is. And this could be related to work, money, creative purpose, visibility, a new offer, a new door, a new and better environment, or a chance to stabilize something that has felt uncertain for you for so long. Wow, that's beautiful. What a beautiful channel message coming through for that. For others, that is rational in this relational sense. So it's very focused on communication and clarity and emotional honesty and a shift in someone's behavior, or the arrival of someone who meets you with more maturity than what you have experienced before and makes life easier on you and leaves you feeling with the star coming up next to it and death on the left, With death on the left and star on the right, that shows me that this leads to a new beginning and a restoration for you. Undeniable. Beautiful. Beautiful. But for many of you, the biggest thing being prepared is not just an external blessing. It is restored faith, right? Restored faith in the truth. Restored faith in your knowing. Restored faith. You are being brought into a moment where you will be able to say, that is why I had to wait. That's why that door closed. That's why I was uncomfortable there. That's why my spirit would not let me settle. That's why I had to leave when I did. That's why I kept feeling like something was coming. And this feels like alignment. It can be one or all of those things, right? That's restored faith. This feels like alignment. That makes the past make sense. Not because everything that happened was okay, but because the Most High can use even the delays, betrayals, disappointments, confusion, and redirections to bring you into a more stable, truthful, and aligned chapter in your life. That's that energy, right? A restoration to how you communicate, deal with your world, feel faith and confirmation of who you are, just all the way that things were truly always supposed to be for you. And it's tied to something that may, leave you feeling like it's a setback, but it's not. Something that's going to lead to you bringing in and fully accepting all of your talents, spiritual and otherwise, right? The Moon and High Priestess coming out here, it shows that action is not even what's needed now, right? You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. It's already set in stone here. Not stone. It's not set in stone. You can definitely do some things to change things immediately. But, okay, nothing's set in stone. But I'll say this. If you're on this path and you don't make any changes from what you've already done, whatever that is, then you are already on the way to this restoration, new beginning, and ultimate truth expressed through your, maybe some of you psychic abilities, intuitive knowing, trusting your clear senses, okay, claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairaudience. Also, some of you, this may be coming through in dreams, and ultimately, you trusting in the way that things are unfolding in your life. Doesn't matter where you are right now. Whenever you see this reading, that is when we're talking about, all right? So, and it doesn't matter when this reading was given, right? So if you see it in 10 years, then in 10 years, then that's when this became relevant for you. But at the end of the day, all my readings are timeless, so no worries on that. But something is being prepared that matches the version of you who is no longer willing to shrink, period, point blank. And that's that energy. With the High Priestess and the Moon coming out, that's very powerful energy. Also, the secret message was judgment, and with that in combo, that definitely shows that it's a soul recall and you being called to some form of your destiny. So that's why things are unfolding in your life right now. That's why you feel the way you do. That's why it's all happening like it's supposed to. That's what I'm hearing. So that is important, because the old version of you may have accepted an old version of the blessing, but the new version of you needs something that matches your healing. You're not just asking for movement, you're asking for aligned movement. You're not just asking for love, you're asking for safe love. And you're not just asking for money, you're asking for stable money. You're not just asking for opportunity, you're asking for an opportunity that does not cost you your peace, your health, your dignity, or your connection to the Most High. And that is why something is taking time. Because this is not just about getting anything, okay? This is about receiving what is actually aligning. The guidance from the Most High comes out in the star. With the star coming out with this restoration, especially next to the Ace of Swords, showing that you already know the truth, and whatever you've done has acted in the way that is leading to your fulfillment in this new beginning, where you've consolidated and are utilizing all of your innate traits, capabilities, and talents, and ultimately are content and peaceful in the stability and in the freedom in your life, but also in the signs and synchronicities that your intuition is showing you while you display the patience and alignment that it takes for the adjustments to be made in the background. That's what I'm hearing. All right, so this shows the guidance, right? Be still. Stay prepared, protect your peace, and trust the unseen while you focus on your healing and the restoration of your energy. So the guidance coming through is stay steady. Don't let what you can't see make you abandon what you know. And you have to trust in the divine at this time. Don't let temporary silence make you return to permanent patterns. Don't let impatience cause you to accept something beneath what you prayed for. And this is a time to prepare, not panic. Prepare your mind, prepare your heart, prepare your environment, prepare your schedule, prepare your standards, and prepare your energy. Because the minimal standard is raising, right? That's the threshold tolerance level. So there's a minimal standard for what we will not allow in our lives anymore. These are what we're setting our boundaries around. And ultimately, that means we've raised our tolerance level for what we will tolerate in our lives, you guys. And because when alignment comes in, you want to be available for it, ultimately. Not exhausted from chasing two wrong views. Very interesting. So ultimately, not exhausted from chasing the wrong thing, right? Not distracted by old drama. Not emotionally tangled in situations that keep proving they can't hold your value. Not so consumed by fear. Not so consumed by fear that you can't recognize the blessing when it arrives. And the Most High is asking you to trust the unseen movement. Trust the closed doors may be protecting you. Okay? Trust that. Trust that delays may be refining the details. Trust that. Trust that silence may be creating space for your truth. Trust that. And trust that your intuition may be picking up on something before your eyes can confirm it. And that is this energy. Such deep moon and high priestess energy, showing something's happening behind the scenes, something that you cannot see, something that does not require you to act in any way at this time, right? So you may have been in the action of, moving or leaving or doing whatever, but ultimately you taking the first step is all that's required at this time. That's also the message coming through for some of you. And most importantly, trust that you're not forgotten. Okay? You're not behind. That's what I'm hearing. You're not crazy for feeling like something is shifting. You are in the in-between, and it feels uncomfortable. And that's okay, right? And the in-between can feel uncomfortable because the old has already started losing power, but the new has not fully arrived yet. That's the uncertainty and the unknown, but it's also the place where endless possibilities and positive, I'm hearing optimistic outcomes reside. That does not mean nothing is happening. That means you are crossing over. So, the channeled message for this reading, for whoever this is for, I feel like you are in a season where life is asking you to stop measuring progress only by what you can physically see. Because some of the biggest shifts begin in the invisible. A decision is made before it is announced. And spiritually, this world, things move in energy and spirit first. So a door opens spiritually before it opens physically. That's what that means. And a person feels the truth before they speak it. And an opportunity forms before it is offered. And a new chapter begins internally before the world recognizes it externally. And right now, something is forming. And you may feel it in your body. You may feel it as restlessness. You may feel it as pressure. You may feel it as a sudden peace. You may feel it as emotional distance from things that you used to consume and that used to consume you. And you may feel it as a deep knowing that says, I cannot stay where I am, but I also do not fully know what is next. And that is transition energy. That is the hallway between timelines. And in that hallway, faith is required. Faith and belief, not blind faith that ignores reality, but grounded faith that says, I may not know the full plan, but I can still choose alignment today. That is your power right now. Choose alignment today. Do the next right thing. Protect your peace today. Tell the truth today. Rest today if your body needs rest. Take action today if your spirit is calling for action. And stop feeding the fear today. Stop reopening doors that the Most High already helped you close today. Because what is aligning or closed before, okay? Because I heard or in previous days. Because what is aligning behind the scenes needs you to be in position. Not perfect, position. And positioned does not require perfection, but it does require your presence. So there's a difference. You don't have to be fully healed to receive a blessing. You don't have to have every detail figured out, right? You don't have to be fearless, but you do need to be honest with yourself. You need to know what you are no longer available for, and you need to know what peace feels like. So, for these next few days, enjoy your peace and really immerse yourself in what that feels like so you can start pinpointing the things that siphon or drain that away. You need to know when your intuition is warning you versus when your fear is testing you. And you need to know the difference between patience and self-abandonment, because some things are worth waiting for, but some things are only keeping you waiting because they benefit from your uncertainty. That is why discernment matters. It matters so much here. This reading is not telling you to wait forever by any means. It is telling you that what is truly aligned does not require you to betray yourself while it forms. Ace of Swords, Death, Temperance, Hangman, High Priestess in the forefront. The High Priestess is the face of this reading because that is you. Male or female energy. It is. Start trusting yourself. Start trusting in your alignment. Start trusting in your vibration. Start trusting in your frequency and in the frequency of knowing and releasing the how and staying in gratitude and living in the now. It is telling you that what is truly aligned just doesn't require you to betray yourself, okay? Real alignment will not ask you to destroy your peace to prove your loyalty. Real alignment will not demand that you abandon your standards. And real alignment will not keep you stuck in confusion as a lifestyle. So as something aligns behind the scenes, your responsibility is to remain aligned within yourself. And that is the key. Because when your inner world becomes stable, the wrong things lose access. Just know that. And the right things have room to arrive. For those asking about love, because I feel that for some in this collective right now, this feels like something may be shifting emotionally behind the scenes. This ring just wants to come off. We're just going to leave it there. That's where you want to be. We're going to leave it there. All right. So some things may be shifting emotionally behind the scenes. So what that means is someone may be realizing something. Someone may be feeling your absence. Someone may be understanding your value differently. Someone may be seeing that the connection was deeper than they allowed themselves to admit. But the message here is not to wait in emotional suspension. Do not put your life on pause for someone else's awakening. If a person is aligning with you, let their actions reveal that. Let maturity reveal that. Let consistency reveal that. Let accountability reveal that. Let emotional honesty reveal that. Because behind the scenes, alignment and love still has to become real world behavior. For some of you, a connection is being restructured, okay? And for others, I'm hearing you are being protected from returning to something that only looks familiar and not healthy. And for others, someone new may be aligning with you because you are finally realizing I almost heard releasing. Okay. Releasing and realizing the energetic space that an old situation was occupying. Okay. So the love is do not chase. Yeah, the love message is don't chase. Stay open, but stay grounded. Let what is aligned meet you with clarity, and let what is real come with peace. Let what is meant for you come in a way that honors the person you're becoming, is what that means. For career, money, and purpose, this reading says something is developing. You may not see the result yet, but the seed is not dead. And you may be stepping into a higher alignment with your deeper destiny and your true calling in this life. So some of you have been putting in effort that has not paid off visibly yet. You may have been creating, applying, planning, praying, learning, healing, working, showing up, or preparing without seeing the full reward. But this feels like a season where the foundation is being built under the surface. Think about roots. Before a plant breaks through the soil, the roots are already moving. It's like this underground network. That is what this feels like. Root movement. Your physical reality may look quiet, but something is rooting. Your consistency matters, your preparation matters, your discipline matters, your willingness to keep showing up even before applause matters. But you are also being asked to be honest about where you are energetically and where your energy is leaking. Are you giving too much to places that don't value you? Are you undercharging, over-explaining, overextending, or doubting your gifts? Are you waiting for permission to step into something the Most High already placed in your spirit? Something is aligning, but you also have to be willing to meet it. That may mean updating something, finishing something, clearing something out, posting something, applying for something, leaving something, letting a boundary be enforced, I'm hearing for some of you, and setting a boundary for others. Making the call, starting the project, cleaning your space, organizing your plan, and choosing consistency over emotional spiraling. The opportunity may be aligning behind the scenes, but your preparation is part of the alignment. Remember that. The spiritual lesson here is faith without force. You are learning to trust without obsessing. That's what this energy is. That is High Priestess, Star, Moon, and Hangman energy. I trust in peace, faith, and belief without forcing the outcome. And while incorporating all that I am, my entire being, all my capabilities, my strengths, my talents, my innate traits, and all of it, to create a new beginning that restores the truth and faith and optimal manifested happiness and fulfillment in my life and world. So this is a very, very powerful message. Very powerful. You're learning how to trust without obsessing. You're learning how to surrender without giving up. You're learning how to wait without shrinking. You're learning how to desire without desperation. You're learning how to believe without abandoning discernment. And that is spiritual maturity. Because sometimes the test is not whether you can manifest something, and sometimes the test is whether you can remain yourself while it is manifesting. And you can keep your peace before the confirmation comes. You can stay honest before the answer arrives. And you can protect your energy before the door opens. Can you stop negotiating with what already showed you it cannot come with you? And can you trust that the Most High is not only concerned with what you receive, but also with who you become while waiting? That is the deeper message. This is not just about what is aligning. This is about you becoming aligned enough to receive it well. The action steps for you to take in this reading and moving forward in your life. Your action steps are simple but powerful. First, stop trying to force clarity from places that are still unclear, right? Reversed Eight of Cups energy. I said that in the beginning of this reading, that I saw that in my mind's eye. So let time reveal what words cannot. And second, clean up your energy. That may mean resting, praying, journaling, cleansing your space, taking care of your body, drinking water, getting grounded, or stepping away from conversations that keep you emotionally activated. Third, prepare for the answer you've been asking for. If the opportunity came, would you be ready? And if the conversation happened, would you be centered? If the door opened, would your life have space for it? If the blessing arrived, would you receive it with the self-worth or fear? Because that makes the difference. Fourth, ask the Most High for confirmation through peace, not panic. Because panic can make anything feel urgent. But peace helps you recognize what is truly aligned. And fifth, do not return to old patterns just because the new has not fully arrived yet. The in-between is not permission to go backwards. In-between is where your faith gets strengthened. You can repeat these affirmations after me or simply receive them in your spirit if you feel called to. I trust what the Most High is aligning for me. I do not need to force what is divinely meant. I release fear, control, and old timelines. I am protected while things are being prepared. I am not forgotten. I am not behind. I am not waiting for nothing. I am becoming ready for what is ready for me. What is aligned with my peace, purpose, love, stability, and highest good can find me clearly. I trust the unseen movement. I trust the unseen forces backing me. I trust divine timing. I release all emotions associated with the past that no longer serve me. I attract happiness. I trust that what is for me will not require me to abandon myself. And so it is, my loves. So the message for this reading is very clear. Something is aligning behind the scenes. You may not see it yet, but that does not mean it's not real. You may not have the full answer yet, but that does not mean the answer is not forming. And you may not know exactly how it will happen, but you are being asked to stay grounded, stay faithful, stay discerning, and stay prepared, because this is not empty waiting. This is preparation. This is protection. This is divine arrangement. And this is the Most High moving in ways you may only understand once the outcome appears. So don't let the silence convince you that nothing is happening. Please. Don't let the delay convince you that you've been denied. And don't let uncertainty pull you back into old versions of yourself. Stay aligned, stay steady, stay honest, stay open, because more is happening than you realize. That's the message coming through from the divine. And when the pieces finally come together, you may look back and understand why you were asked to trust this part of the process in your life. What a beautiful message. If this message resonated, you can comment, more is happening than I realized. If you're in the end of this message, please at least comment, I stayed until the end so I know this message made it to the right people. Or you can just comment, I trust the unseen alignment. All of those will let me know you made it here. That will anchor this message into your energy field as well and help this reading reach the people who need confirmation right now. Thank you for being here. Beautiful, beautiful, radiant celestial soul. May the Most High cover you, guide you, protect you, and align you with what is truly meant for your peace, your purpose, your healing, your love, and your highest good. And I'll see you in my next reading.